The first challenge on accumulation using a list in accumulators is list accumulators. One, we want to write the code that completes the following. We want to create a list called evens, which will store all the even integers, and odds, which will store the odd integers. I'm going to then iterate through all of the integers up to and including 1000, putting the even numbers in evens and the odds in odds. I will go ahead and make the assumption, it's not said here, when we say all of the integers up to and including 1000, there are an infinite number of integers up to and including 1000, because we can continue going forever in the negative direction. But I'll just go ahead and make the assumption that we're going to start at 0 here. As it mentions, the first thing that I want to do is create two lists, the first being evens, the second being odds. Then I want to actually iterate through the numbers that it says. We'll assume that it starts with 0, and it does want to include 1000, so we'll put in 1001. The prompt is just a little ambiguous. I might have to change this 0 to 1 depending on exactly what it's looking for, but we can deal with that when we start to actually test our code. I know that I have an if-else situation. If it's even, do something. If it's odd, do something else. So the first thing is I will say if my number is evenly divisible by 2, that is using the modulo. If the modulo divided by 2 is true, then we will continue inside of the if statement. And what we want to do, that would mean that if the number is divisible by 2, then we can say that it's even. And we can go ahead and use our append method and just append that number. And then if it's not even, then of course it has to be odd. Those two are mutually exclusive. And I will append to my odds list. Now we can go ahead and run this test, see if we get the correct solution. And it does look like my assumptions were correct. We did want to start at 0.